Hi, Shalom. My name is Ella Ben Agai. I am actually speaking to you today from the Arabic town of Jaffa, right next to Tel Aviv. In this electronic abstract, I'll be talking about a journal article for the Journal Analysis of Social Issues and Public Policy, written by myself and Professor Eileen Zurbagan, Philip Hammack, and Megan Ziman from the University of California, Santa Cruz. We know that in the last couple of years there's a growing gap in Jewish Americans' attitudes towards Israel as well as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In this study we were trying to understand what leads certain Jewish Americans to support a peaceful solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and some to reject it. From the social psychological literature we know that there are four major beliefs that are hypothesized to lead to the perpetuation of conflict. The first one is dehumanization of the outgroup. When individuals believe that the outgroup is violent or primitive, they will tend to be suspicious towards the outgroup. Also important is a shared sense of collective victimhood. When individuals believe that their collective has been harmed unjustly, they will tend to support acts of revenge that then further perpetuate the conflict. Also, Kelman suggests that a zero-sum view on the conflict leads to its perpetuation because both the Jews and the Palestinians believe the land is theirs, no solution is possible, and it's either we win or they win. Finally, a monolithic narrative on the conflict has been suggested to be associated with its perpetuation. In a prior study, in a conversational analysis, we found that Jewish Israelis tended to invoke a narrative in which they want to live in peace, their government wants to live in peace, but because of a constant Arab attacks, they have to continuously defend themselves. On the other hand, Palestinian participants tended to invoke a narrative in which they are indigenous to the land and belong to it, but because of Jewish occupations, they are constantly dispossessed and humiliated and are suffering. So basically in this study we were trying to find out which of the beliefs, of those beliefs are prevalent among a sample of Jewish Americans, and which of those beliefs best predict support for a compromising solution. What we found, looking at a sample of 179 Jewish Americans, is that within our sample, Jewish Americans tended to disagree with dehumanizations of the Palestinians, as well as a zero-sum view on the conflict. Both people that were for concessions to the Palestinians, as well as people who were against them, had a very strong sense of Jewish victimhood, both in terms of Jewish experiences in the diaspora, as well as the present reality in the conflict. The difference and the belief that best predicted Jewish Americans' support for compromising solutions was a shift away from a monolithic narrative on the conflict. So when Jewish Americans also saw reality in a way that accepted that the Palestinians were indigenous to the land, and that they were being discriminated against and are suffering, they tended to support peaceful resolution to the conflict. So basically our results show that the gap between Jewish Americans who are more likely to support peace and Jewish Americans who reject making concessions to the Palestinians is not so much based on differences in levels of dehumanization or a sense of victimhood, but rather a difference in terms of how they frame the history as well as the present reality of the conflict. If you would like to learn more about this research, the details and the nuances, please pick up a copy of the Journal Analysis of Social Issues and Public Policy, or you're very much welcome to contact me. Thank you.